I'm Joel Rosenthal, president of the Carnegie Council. For almost 100 years, the Council has been the voice for ethics in international affairs. This month, please give to our annual fund drive. To donate now, please press the pause button. After you give, you'll return to this video. Thanks for your support.
Let me give you the one little nugget from the plundered planet that I guarantee you'll remember in a year's time. Okay? I'm going to take first we're going to look at the rich world in its entirety, all the countries of the OECD, and we're going to look at the average square mile of the rich world. I want to tell you, underneath that average square mile, there are subsoil assets worth about $300,000. Okay? That's the rich world. And now we're going to move to Africa. We're going to take the average square mile of Africa, and now we're going to look underneath it. And we're going to look at the number, the value of subsoil assets in that average square mile. And I know it's breakfast time, but you're going to tell me, rather than me tell you. And I'll give you the choice. The figure for Africa could be less than the OECD, or it could be more than the OECD, and you're going to vote on it. So who thinks the figure in Africa is less? And who thinks the figure in Africa is more? And there's only one person who's right, which is why this is why you'll remember it. This is why you'll remember it. Not only are you all wrong, but you're all very wrong. The figure for Africa is about $60,000. Now, why is that? I mean, if you think about it for a moment, it's massively unlikely. You're taking the OECD is a quarter of the world's land surface. Africa is almost another quarter. You know, you're taking two huge slices. In fact, the bottom billion, I could have given the figures for the bottom billion as a whole instead of Africa. 2 quadrants of the Earth's land surface, radically different averages. Massively unlikely. I mean, the geological process that produced these subsoil assets happened millions and millions of years ago. This is before hot and cold and wet and dry. You know, this is the geological formation of the Earth. Right? So the idea that 2 quadrants would have that massive... Well, I cheated. You know? The figures I gave you were for known subsoil assets. I tried to find the figures for unknown subsoil assets. I couldn't find them. You know? And so what's going on here is that, of course, the averages will be much the same. Right? There's just been a lot less discovery in Africa so far. Now, with high global commodity prices, that missing $240,000 worth per square mile is going to be found, by hook or by crook, and probably by crook. Now, what are the implications of that? A key implication is, because when you all put your hands up for more, of course, in one sense, you're quite right. Natural assets are already the big story for Africa. Multiply by 5 to get from 60,000 to 300,000, and you've got the likely magnitude of the flows of resource extraction that are going to happen over the next couple of decades. The financial implications of this for the bottom billion are huge. These flows will dwarf all other financial flows. Aid, remittances, private financial flows, they'll all be dwarfed by this wave of resource extraction. And of course, many countries which are now not resource rich will become resource rich through the discovery process.